to the Ask Rebecca radio show. Thanks for joining me. I hope everyone had a great few weeks. I took the last couple off, the last 2 weeks off, and I did that because of some last minute plans and obligations, and then I hit like a burnout period. And I was going through some shifting myself, so I was feeling burned out and I wasn't feeling well. And then last week we had the hurricane Dorian that was supposed to come through, so we had lots of hurricane prep here in Florida. Thankfully, Florida was spared from Dorian's wrath, and unfortunately, though, the Bahamas had to endure Dorian at its most powerful time and for days. And, now they're all dealing with the aftermath of this intense storm. They need our support, help in whatever way that you feel most guided, whether that is through prayer, money, food, clothing, toiletries. Every little bit helps. I would just say that if you are planning on donating any material goods or financial assistance, that you make sure that you are donating to a reputable nonprofit organization, that your money is actually going to go to the people that need the help. So unfortunately, there are people during this time that will take advantage of this situation. So just be smart about it and, make sure it's going to where the organization says that the money is going. Now, these past 2 weeks, there was so much happening energetically as well. And I was experiencing a lot of energy shift and upgrades, and I feel like I was getting a taste of what everyone else is going to be experiencing on their own timetable between now and November. I just feel like there's going to be a very, very intense period of energetic stuff happening. And for me, it manifested in a lot of physical symptoms with the head and the stomach. So it was, bouts of headaches, and sometimes not even like a headache that was painful, but like this weird pressure, and that only intensified when Dorian was around. So, you might have some symptoms that start cropping up between now and November in different levels of intensity with some ascension symptoms. We are officially in the month of September, and this is the last month of 2019 with personal planets, with no personal planets in retrograde or in a shadow period of retrogrades until October 12th, 2019. So, and I know I'm jumping a little bit ahead, but the entire year of 2020, except for the month of January, is going to be in retrograde and retrograde shadow periods with multiple different planets. So it's going to be a really, really interesting year. So this is the month to really launch new projects and make big decisions, besides in January. I feel like it's going to be an intense month of just energetically wise, and I feel like there's portals opening. Like I just feel like there's all kinds of crazy stuff that is happening on top of the normal astrological transits that could have you maybe experiencing this month moments of self-doubt, uncertainty, questioning. You might feel overwhelmed at times. You might feel overstimulated at times. This is definitely a month that can have extremely powerful opportunities that are happening, especially if you're putting in the hard work, you're analyzing what's working for you and what's not, you're taking action steps. Be disciplined, get real with yourself, face your problems, face the issues, look for solutions, make a plan, make things happen, and you could really see some payoffs from the past work that you've done and the work that you're doing now. And, maybe try to look at these new challenges that arise that you need to overcome in a positive way. And, again, focus on solutions, not problems. Take one day at a time and trust that God's plan for you is unfolding in the way that serves your highest potential and growth to be part of this ascension cycle. On August 23rd, we moved into the lunar moon of challenge, which runs through September 19th. So it kind of fits perfectly astrologically. And this moon of challenge, it polarizes and stabilizes opposites. So basically meaning that you need to shift your perception of challenges arising in your life. Every challenge is a catalyst for your soul's growth. And the more that you embrace and accept these challenges are in fact for your highest good, it's going to be easier for you to experience this journey back to God, right? Like that's basically the end goal. We're going back to where we came from, but we have to go through like this purification process. And that's kind of what's happening. Remember that everything that's not in the purest form of love is being stripped away from you. And sometimes that needs to happen through pain and suffering so that you choose to let go of what no longer serves you because it no longer feels good, right? Like if it keeps feeling good, then you're going to keep doing it. But once it doesn't feel good anymore and it's hurting you, most of the time you want to change it, and you have the power to change it. This Saturday is the aura photography and chakra clearing event that I'm doing. I look forward to seeing everyone that registered. The event sold out very quickly. I was super shocked and surprised, so I'm very grateful for everyone that did register. Keep an eye out for the next one if you're interested in attending. Also, at the end of this month, September 28th, I'll be doing another meditation and mimosa event with the wonderful ladies of Enlighten Us. So if you are interested in getting your Zen on and your mimosa on and some energy work on and checking out a new wine bar, well, then this is the place for you to be on Saturday, September 28th. I hope to see you there. It should be a lot of fun. And the cost is $25, and that includes your beverage as well. So let's get into what you can expect from tonight through September 5th through to September 12th as an overall theme, and then areas of love, work, finances, health, and spirituality. So the general themes for the week: physically, there will be some fine tuning that's happening on an inner and outer level. And this is going to remove any impurities to help bring about clarity and grace. It's going to increase your vibration to help you enter into the more subtle realms that are invisible to the naked eye, right? You're going to be coming over to my side of the world. You're going to be into more of these subtle energies, and you're feeling more and you're perceiving more. And it's a beautiful, beautiful experience. It's part of the ascension process for you to become more clear about who you really are, not who you think you are. You may experience moments where you feel like running away from current challenges in your life. Some of you will be running away in the form of escapism. So that could be through avoidance, denial, drugs, alcohol, food. Some will choose death. And some of you will be running away in the form of making tough decisions to change that which no longer makes you happy. So you're choosing to do things completely differently. Maybe you're seeing things in a new way. You've got new ideas. You're feeling less afraid to actually take some chances and take some risks. The downside to this energy is that you may experience some anxiety and fear, especially about things that make you feel safe and secure. So that could be connected to money. It could be connected to a relationship. It could be your car. It could be anything that makes you feel like, oh, I'm safe and I'm secure. And this, whatever your normal, maybe routine even, that sort of thing is what could bring up your fears, right? You could freak out about those things. It's lots of past and current baggage coming to the surface with anything that you've been clinging to or holding on to too tightly. And basically anything that's giving you a false sense of security. So you've got to look at where you're holding on to people, places, things, and situations that aren't good for you. Right? Sometimes we stay in these places because we're used to them. It's a habit and we're afraid to try something different. So I just feel like you've got to let it go so that you aren't holding on to fear. And I feel like the fear of change, yeah, it's scary. And the fear of the unknown is scary, but the risk of you staying exactly the same and being miserable and unhappy when there's an option to choose something different, to try something different, to see if it helps you, that risk to me is greater, is just staying the same. And those of you that have watched the show for a long time and know me personally and my clients, I've had tragedy, I've experienced it, and I lost my son to suicide in March, and I could have let that completely devastate me. I could see how easily I could get sucked into the rabbit hole of depression and sorrow and pain and all of that. But I used that energy after I allowed myself to grieve, to do good, to help others, to pay it forward, to work on my fears and my insecurities. And I used it as a powerful catalyst for change. Maybe I couldn't help my son, but I can help someone else. So this is what I want you to look at in your life. You are not alone. We are all going through things. So trust me when I tell you, holding on to these things are keeping you stuck. They're keeping you unhappy. They're keeping you from living your best life. And I want you to live your best life. And trust and believe in yourself, and trust that God's got your back, because he does, even through the tragedies. Okay, sorry, went off on a tangent there. There's a huge creative surge coming through for you this week as well. So many of you may experience this in the form of heightened inspiration or feeling immersed in the present moment, maybe even feeling like time and space cease to exist, right? Like you're just in this expanded space and you're birthing the new and true version of you. And so there's a lot of beautiful aspects to this energy. And depending on where you are and how you see life is how you will experience this energy. If you are more negative based and you are more fear based and all of that, well, that's what's going to be exaggerated and heightened so that you can work through it. And if you've worked through these things, then you're going to just see everything with positivity, and you're going to be in the flow, and you're going to create, and you're going to just be in this awesome space. A message that's coming through with this creative surge says, bring your projects and plans out into the light, into the manifestation. Clarity is arriving to help make this easier for you. Rise up and shine your light ever so brightly. Your animal spirit energy for the week is the whale, and the whale desires to delve deeper and represents profound peace, ancient wisdom, emotional health, and stability. Whale personalities are not afraid of emotional expression or traversing difficult terrain. As they have overcome many challenges in their lives, these experiences have enriched them, give them stability, strength, and a depth that is rare. Whale energy is usually linked to the feminine forces of compassion and communication. We can depend on whale personalities when all else seems lost and trust them to be a beacon in our darkest hour. And when you're in balance this week, you'll feel calm, steady, deeply compassionate. When you're out of balance with this energy, you'll feel heavy, and you might slip into the same old story, into this victim mentality. And to bring yourself into balance, just regular self-care. And, let me be your whale. Let me be your beacon in your darkest hour. I've been there. And if I can pull myself out of it, I feel like I can probably help you out of it too. Work. For those of you employed, some of you may have someone play a significant role in your working life this week. Some of you are going to just do the best that you can. You're just going to work. You're there. You're doing the grind. Others are going to be consumed with work even after they go home for the day. Find your balance. It's okay to give yourself a mental and physical break from work. You are not here on this planet to just work. It's not part of your life. I mean, it's a part of it, but it's not all of your life. Elevate your spiritual understanding and belief in yourself to make a change for the better. Believe that it's possible to do something you feel passionate about and get paid. Figure it out. Do it. Work, for those of you that are looking for a job, I'm not really feeling too much on the job front for this week. I do feel like things are a bit stagnant, and maybe some of you will see some prospects the week after, and maybe there's going to be a few of you that get some interviews or callbacks, but right now I just kind of feel like the energy is a little dead there. Love, those of you in committed relationships, I feel fear, I feel neediness, a little clinginess, a little holding on to someone too tightly or someone holding on to you too tightly. Again, this energy is forcing all of this fear up and out of us, right? So let it go, relinquish it. It doesn't feel good. And if it's you acting this way, get yourself in check, because maybe you're pushing your partner away with this behavior, right? Figure out what your insecurities are, and then let's fix them. Let's resolve them. Let's see where they came from. Because again, it's kind of a turnoff. You got to let go of this control. Some of you could be dealing with a spouse who is having problems at work, and it could be affecting your relationship. So some of you are that spouse, and just give support and uplift each other, right? Don't beat each other up. Looking for love, some of you will be stepping out of your comfort zone and exploring dating in a new way. And some of you will be stuck in your box and won't see a way out. And then some of you will meet someone who works in a financial field. Maybe some of you will meet someone who you may think is out of your league because maybe they make more money, or maybe they have a different kind of career, and you're just going to kind of judge yourself about it. And it feels like you're complete opposites, but give this person a chance. Go for it. Finances. Some of you will see yourselves as a failure because you're facing financial challenges. Please don't, okay? Money comes and goes. Don't get fixated on money. Some of you will be making long-range financial goals and plans, and some of you will have fear and anxiety surrounding money. And you may find yourself holding on to every penny or counting money nonstop. Just remember, there are people in the world that are way worse off than you. Think about the people in the Bahamas who literally just lost everything. And to open up the flow of prosperity, try giving a little without expectation of anything in return. Even if it's you donating 25 cents to a good cause or a homeless person, when you give from a space of love without expectation or anything in return, you will receive. Health. Let go of old wounds and wrongs. I feel like some of you need to do that. It's hurting your physical body. Some of you need to stop seeing yourself as a failure. It is also hurting your physical body. Acknowledge, accept, and vent negative feelings in a healthy way. Release them because they are also hurting your physical body. This emotional stuff calcifies, and it shows up in the form of serious illnesses and diseases. Spirituality. You may be exploring different spiritual understandings and meanings. Maybe you're letting go of the security of this material world, realizing it's only an illusion. Some of you will be facing fears head on, and you're looking inside of yourself to see where you are afraid. So that wraps up this week's intuitive messages for everyone. Let me get to tonight's caller. I have Lori in Girardville, Pennsylvania. Hi, how are you?
All right, how are you doing? Can you hear me all right?
Yep, I can hear you all right. Thanks for calling in. How can I help you tonight?
You take me where you lead me where I'm meant to go. Just tell me what you can, or.
Okay. All right, let's see what I get here. Okay, so I feel like maybe you are struggling with some indecision right now. I feel like there's some anxiety surrounding this. Like maybe you're afraid that if you don't do something, it's not going to work out, or if you do make this decision, it won't work out. It's almost like you're waiting for the perfect moment for something to make the decision, or make whatever change or something like that.
You sound just as confused as I am.
Okay, so that does make sense to you then.
A bit, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So what I feel like you've got to do, whatever the situation is, and I feel like you're spending too much thinking about it and analyzing it and trying to figure out what the best choice is and what should you do, what shouldn't you do, where are you going to go, what are you going to do. It's creating like this anxiousness, like it's making it more, the feelings are more heightened because you keep letting it roll around in your head. And I feel like you just need to take some sort of an action step, right? Whether that's like, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, what did you say? No.
I was just saying that I feel like you need to take some sort of an action step, even if it's not you making a final decision. Maybe just doing like a pros and a cons list, or talking to somebody about it, like talking to me right now. That's an action step, so it might help kind of alleviate and get things, get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
Are, I don't know, are you dealing with some stuff at work too?
No, I'm dealing with stuff all in my life. I don't really work. Relationship, trusting people. You know, I just moved out on my own. First time I live by myself since I'm 42. And
well, I think I feel like you living by yourself is a really positive thing. You've just got to you've got to work through those uncomfortable feelings of feeling alone. And right now, I feel like because you've got trust issue, and I feel like this trust issue runs throughout your entire life. Like, I feel like you don't trust people at work. I feel like you don't trust people in your love life. I just kind of feel like the fear is keeping you stuck. Like, I feel like you got fear, which is connected to past traumas, right? Like past negative experiences. And I feel like you need to just have some fun. I feel like you're not letting yourself have fun. And I feel like you've got stresses financially because you're not really working. Are you collecting?
Everything's out to get me. I'm on Social Security. I always feel like everybody's out to get me though, you know, like the world against like people. It's just, I've seen some weird stuff in the last couple of years, and it was all bad about people and their character, you know?
Yeah. And I can understand that because I just feel like from a young age, you have battled this consistent pattern of you trusting someone and then being hurt in the process of it. And now what I feel like is happening is the core trust is a little bit with yourself. It's almost like you don't trust yourself now to make the right decisions, pick the right people, right? So like, I feel like you're slowly but surely almost like isolating yourself, which I feel like is not healthy at all. But I do feel like there's change coming for you, but it is going to take a little bit of effort on your part. And I feel like part of that is digging deep. Like, you need to get in there and sort out where that first trust issue happened and resolve some of that pain. And I think if you work past the fear and actually put yourself out there again and let yourself detach from the thought of like life sucks, right? And everybody's out to get me and nothing. Like, if you can break that pattern slowly, like every time you catch yourself thinking that and you stop yourself and you replace the words, I feel like before the end of this year, you can make some progress. And I feel like you can actually meet somebody that's going to come into your life. And I feel like, I feel like it's love. Okay. I feel like a romantic partnership, but I also feel like there's a friendship. And I don't feel like this is, sorry, I got to get comfortable. I don't feel like this is someone that you already know.
You don't, or you do?
I don't. I feel like this is someone that you have not met, and it's going to require you. This is going to be a huge thing for you to put yourself out there. I know that it's scary, but if you take the rest of this month and you actually keep stopping that negative voice in your head, right? The voice that's telling you that life is not good and, you know, people are hurting you and all of that. If you can keep replacing that for this whole entire month for like 30 days and then start taking little baby steps, I feel like you can meet somebody by December and you're going to have a complete shift in the way that you see the world. But it's going to happen between now and December. But you got to do some work this month, this work. And then October is where it really takes off. And I feel like you're going to have a new friend that comes in, and you're going to have new love that comes in. Are you messing around? Like, do you keep going back and forth with somebody?
I kind of, they just want to be a friend, but I don't know. I have two friends. One I want to be a future best friend. One is my best friend. So the one now I don't want to push away, but I don't want to lose them either, you know?
I feel like,
I don't know.
Look, I feel like with that, you've got to just set some boundaries. Right? Just needing to set a couple of boundaries with this person. I don't think you need to kick them out of your life. I do have to go. I'm so sorry, Lori, but just stick with that one person, set boundaries, work on your thought processes, and by December, you're going to see a big, big change. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye.